Hi everyone, I'm Susan with Pigtail Quilting and Stitching. Welcome to my channel. On this video, you're going to see a finished quilt that I have been working on, that I got the binding on, that I want to show you. And I'm going to show you a little of my 4th of July decorations that I've kind of put up using my quilts and some of my stitching. So let's get started. So I got back my quilt from the quilter and I've got my binding on it, and it is called Sunday Stroll, and it was a kit by Bonnie and Camille. It was really fun to work on, and it just reminds me of summertime. The quilt is 65 by 78. And it came with everything to make the top, and then the binding as well. So here's the box, and I think I showed that in a previous video when I was working on it. And I had my quilter, she put on woodstock, and I think it turned out really cute. Any of these little blocks would be fun to turn into a quilt, like the strawberry. Or I also thought the houses were pretty cute. Very simple too. And the hearts as well. Be a cute table runner. So with this pattern, you really get a lot of ideas. And then the quilt itself. And then I'm going to turn it over, show you what I put on the back. And it is also part of the Sunday Stroll fabric line. So, put that back down. And so where I'm gonna put this quilt now, and since it's summer, and I'm going to put it in my living room, and I brought a ladder down, and I'll show you how that looks. So I want to give you a little tour of my living room, since I did move those pieces from my new stitching room down into the living room when I switched the little aqua armand upstairs. So I took my little high chair out and I put it in my living room, and then I just put like a little quilt that has red and white and blue on it. I have another one that I made, a bigger one of a bow tie, the same fabric, and I think I made the little one to kind of go with it when I had leftovers. And I put little buttons on this bow tie after it was quilted. And it's made with reproductions. And then over here, you can see that I have my Sunday Stroll quilt, and I brought, I switched ladders, and I brought my one from my stitching room and took the one from my sewing room, which was smaller, and put it back in the stitching room. And then I did it rearranging in my quilting room, and so I brought my ladder upstairs, and I think for the summer, I will just display this quilt here. And then I also put up a little, that Lori Holt Scrappy quilt, and I put my little featherweight up there. So I kind of carried that in as well. So of course the little rocking chair had to come down also. So that's in my living room again. And I just gather up my red, white, and blue quilts. So you can see that these kind of match, and I just kind of bundled that one up. And then over in my hutch, I kind of put some of my Muffy Bears, the ones, my Betsy Ross, and the little Paul Revere. And I think I've had these in a little previous video too. I think one of my first one. Since my YouTube pigtail quilting is now 2 years old. So I'll swing around here and turn. And I just kind of put some more of my red quilts, tried to gather up the colors. And on the ottoman here, I had made some little pillows from Lori Holt's cards. These were from, I think, ones that were supposed to be all together, but I just made them into pillows. And I had made this little table runner, table topper last year out of some leftover fabric from a wall hanging. And then these little houses came from Target Dollar Spot. There were 3 different ones, and I bought all 3. One is on the high chair. So here's another quilt that I had made years ago. And then, of course, I had to do my little cart and kind of hang a quilt on that also. And that one kind of matches the one over on the chair that I just showed. But I'll get closer. This was out of the book Summer Memories. And it was a little cross-stitch pattern. So I just kind of wanted to practice and do that. And then I just also hung this little quilt with a command hook also. Then I just gathered a little Muffy with her red and white and blue on, and some of my fat quarter bundles to kind of add some little cuteness to the cart. And there's the front of that quilt. And the one on the cart matches this one over here on the chair and on the little rocking chair too. Maybe I'll slow it turn. Then we'll go into the dining room. So here is where, sorry about my clock, here is where we moved that little cabinet that I had in that bedroom, and I moved it out of there. When they delivered my chair, they were nice enough to carry that downstairs for me. And I kind of have it a little bit decorated for 4th of July, but mostly it's kind of summer. So I kind of open that up and kind of show what I've done too. So I've kind of just put some of my red and blue and white quilts, anything that I can kind of find, and gathered them up and kind of put them in this cabinet, and got some of my bowls out, some of my fat quarter bundles. And then I've got my little wool tomato pincushions that they're going to be used for my little gathering I'm going to be having. So I think that'll be kind of fun. I do have my vintage aprons. I have a couple. I have this one that's kind of like a little, over like a, ties in the back over your shoulders. And then this one's just kind of like a little half apron that you tie around your waist. got my old rolling pin and have a little so we'll shut this and we'll go into the dining room. So I'll just kind of back up and kind of see how that looks in here. And then I took my wall hanging that I had outside in front of my chairs last year, and I just put it in my dining room. And that's also quilted with the little woodstock pattern. And then I did add this quilt this is a Great Granny square quilt, and I just made it out of basically 4 fabrics, maybe with the center blocks being black, and the background. So I've made this several times and I really like it, but it goes together really nice. I can show you what I put on the back of that. And then I've got my little truck that I kind of thought went really cute with my little truck in the wall hanging. And it lights up too. Then I did move my little trucks that I had these before. I just kind of put a little color there. I'm going to go out and do my deck also. So I'm just going to give you a really brief tour of my deck, how I plan on decorating it in the evening of the 4th when we have shade. So I just brought out some of my Americana quilts and put them out here. And I grabbed one of my books too, and I just decided to put it there. So I didn't do a lot out here, but just enough to use my quilts. So I'm not going to keep them out here in the sun, but when it goes down the shade, I will do that. And I am planning a get-together later in August for my quilters, so I'll be sharing that with you as well later on in the summer. And this year we did put up some of the little outdoor lights so we can sit out here when the sun goes down. So I'll just give you another spin around here. And if we're using the fire pit, of course I won't have that on there, but I just put that on there. And this is one of my vintage quilts, but it's coming in as soon as, and I only will pull it out when it's the sun, when it's shady out here, which will be in a few hours. So thank you for watching this video and for subscribing to my channel. Pigtail quilting and stitching is 2 years old. I did my first video around 4th of July 2 years ago. So I want to thank all of my subscribers and all the people that all of you that watch my videos and have been really supportive, and all your kind comments and feedback.